I'm telling you to go into your pundit role now. Like, how do you see it?
I can't see Manny winning. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
No, I can't see. I think age is a big factor.
The Australian boxer isn't sugarcoating his prediction for Pacquiao versus Barrios, calling the 30-year-old WBC champion a beast while questioning if the 46-year-old legend can overcome father time.
Even though he's my favorite fighter and stuff like that, Mario Barrios is a beast. 30 years young, in the prime, going from a world title. You know, it's a hard challenge for Manny.
Tszyu's tone is respectful but firm, acknowledging Pacquiao's greatness while painting a stark picture of the uphill battle ahead. He's not counting the legend out, but he's clearly siding with youth, momentum, and the raw firepower Barrios brings into the ring. Tszyu was being brutally honest about the age factor while still showing respect for Pacquiao as his favorite fighter, but ultimately backing the younger, prime Barrios to win. When pressed further about whether a Pacquiao victory would shock him, Tszyu's tone shifted slightly. The Australian revealed a more personal perspective, drawing from his own experience with the Filipino legend.
If he were to do it, would it surprise you?
No, it wouldn't surprise me. That's the thing, because he's Manny Pacquiao. You know, he's full of surprises. Yeah, like, you know what I noticed when I was sparring him was, like, he wouldn't do much in the first, 2 minutes, and then the last, 30 seconds, he would come on in barrages of punches. So you just got to be wary of when he comes on. And when he comes on, he comes on. You know, he really does put it on you.
This first-hand account from Tszyu adds weight to his prediction dilemma. While he sees Barrios' youth and power as decisive factors, his personal experience with Pacquiao's unpredictable fighting style and late-round surges keeps him from completely writing off the legend. It's this contradiction that makes Tszyu's analysis so compelling. He's torn between what logic tells him and what he's witnessed firsthand from one of boxing's greatest tacticians. Wait. Hold up, Tim Tszyu sparred with Manny Pacquiao? When? Where? Why has this been kept under wraps? This revelation adds a completely new dimension to Tszyu's prediction. He's not just some observer throwing around opinions. He's been in there with the legend himself. He's felt those punches. He's experienced firsthand what it's like when Pacquiao turns it on in the later rounds.
I got told I was sparring Pacquiao. I was on the opposite side of him in the ring, and I was like, what the hell's going on, you know? I'm sparring Manny Pacquiao.
How old were you?
I was 2019, so what was that, 5 years, 6 years ago?
6 years ago,
Yeah, 25 years old. It's only the start of my career, basically. But yeah, it's a one hell of a achievement to be fighting on this card.
Were you nervous?
A little bit.
Yeah, like, oh crap, like this is Manny.
Pacquiao, yeah. But yeah, it was cool. Great experience.
If Tszyu has legitimate inside knowledge of Pacquiao's current abilities, his prediction carries infinitely more weight. Just when fans thought the controversy couldn't get any hotter, Matchroom boxing promoter Hearn stepped into the ring with a verbal assault that left no survivors. Speaking to media just days after Tszyu's comments made headlines, Hearn unleashed a tirade that shocked even veteran boxing journalists.
Never beat Barrios in a million years, number one. And I don't even rate Barrios. But yes, if Barrios went, if Manny Pacquiao went and had a big win in boxing, then of course I'd put him in with our guys, and he was WBC world champion. But he won't, and he shouldn't be fighting.
The silence that followed was deafening. Hearn, one of boxing's most powerful promoters, had just declared that not only would Pacquiao lose, but he'd lose to a fighter Hearn doesn't even consider elite level. Hearn's comments came during a broader discussion about potential future fights for his fighter Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. You know, and that's why, you know, we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. You know, and people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, you know, but he still hasn't had those wins yet. I like to see great fighters just slowly fade out of the sport, but also at the same time, if they feel good, if they feel they can be competitive, and there's a lot of money to be made, I also get it. All the champions on Boots' radar. I mean, I still think it's bizarre that Manny Pacquiao's fighting for a world title, 5 years out of the ring, and just not anywhere near at world level anymore. But that's boxing, and it's the business, and we understand it. I think for Boots, like we talked about fighters that want legacy, all he wants to do is fight the champions. And I think physically, personally, it would be more beneficial for him to move to 154. But he just, he is world champion at 47. So
the promoter was explaining why he wouldn't be interested in making a Pacquiao Ennis fight, even if the Filipino legend somehow managed to defeat Barrios.
The thing about the welterweight division for Boots now is he's the star of the welterweight division. Like, tell me another star in the welterweight division. There isn't.
Well, it depends if Pacquiao comes back.
Well, he's not going to beat Barrios, is he? So
There's a real possibility.
there's absolutely no chance in the world that he beats Barrios. I mean,
Barrios has been beat multiple times.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look, Pacquiao's still top 20, top 30 guy in the world. But he couldn't beat Barrios. But listen, if he does, fantastic. But right now, the biggest name in the division.
Hearn's brutal assessment didn't stop there. He continued to pile on, questioning not just Pacquiao's chances, but the entire legitimacy of the fight itself. The elephant in the room that nobody wants to address. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. In boxing years, that's ancient. But the numbers tell a story that goes beyond simple mathematics. He last fought professionally in August 2021, and there is a clear 4-year layoff. He has fought 72 professional fights on his record. He absorbed punishment in wars against Miguel Cotto, Antonio Margarito, and Timothy Bradley. Furthermore, Manny's speed and reflexes are visibly declining in his last few fights. But then there's the other side of the equation, the side that has boxing purists scratching their heads and casual fans still believing in miracles. When Pacquiao's message was defiant.
July 19th, what is going to happen?
July 19th is going to be a good fight between Mario Barrios. It's going to be a lot of action, and I'm sure, guaranteed that the fans will be happy. And now I'm back. I'm excited for the fans to give a good fight. You know me, I'm so dedicated to my career. Boxing is my passion. The way I train, the way I work hard, punishing myself to the limit, and to make sure that I can give a good fight to the fans.
The confidence was vintage Pacquiao, but behind the bravado, insiders paint a different picture. Training footage leaked from his camp shows a fighter who still has hand speed but appears to have lost a step in terms of footwork and head movement. Arnold Gonzalez, who sparred with Pacquiao during his preparation, revealed,
It's a good style for Manny. It depends how Barrios is going to fight him. He usually fights small, right? I haven't watched a lot of
Very
Barrios.
straightforward. He's not going to dance around these. He's not a
Walks
Cuban
forward,
fighter.
Yeah, and he's going to come forward, and you know
He's
what
a
Manny
warrior.
does. You know what Manny does with those type of styles. So
Target practice.
rooting for Manny for sure. He's going to get
What's
it done.
it like for Arnold Gonzalez?
It's just his angles. Like he hits you
don't-
from every angle.
But you don't see it coming, right?
Yeah, it's tough to see Manny's hands.
So how will Barrios deal with all those punches coming? It's gonna be hard.
Barrios is good. He's elite. So
Okay.
I was also an amateur when I fought him.
So you're about to spar very soon as well, and that's gonna be a good experience. What do you tell all Manny fans if they're watching?
Keep supporting him. He's gonna get the job done. He still looks the same. He looks good, and
He hasn't missed a beat.
yeah, and he's still
What-
a great person. Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao sparring partner Sam Contreras thinks that he will stop Barrios in 8th to 10th round by knockout.
That has so much experience, patience. You know, he's waiting for you. He's waiting for that. He's waiting for that shot. You
He's
know,
smart.
Yeah, he's a smart fighter. He's a smart fighter and someone that's been here for years and knows what he's doing. You know, something that he has really good patience with it. So I was
Well-
like,
Give me your prediction. How does the fight end? Manny Pacquiao Barrios. Decision or knockout?
Ooh, I think a knockout. I think
For
a
Manny?
knockout. Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because
What round?
I was probably mid, like late, probably 8 to 10. I'll say
Later
8
in
to
the
10. I'll
fight?
give that gap, the 8 to 10 gap. I'll say around there. And I'm saying I'm calling a right hand. I'm calling a right hand. You know,
How hard does he hit?
you know, he's a solid dude. That's what I
top.
can say. That's what I can say. He's a solid guy. He's a really solid guy. He's a really solid guy, and I think the right hand's gonna be a big thing in the fight.
While everyone focuses on Pacquiao's age, Mario Barrios has been quietly building a case as one of the most dangerous welterweights on the planet. The San Antonio native brings a combination of size, power, and youth that could spell disaster for the aging legend. Mario Barrios is a formidable force inside the ring with a terrifying record that speaks volumes about his power and skill. With a 29-2-1 record and 18 knockouts under his belt, Barrios has proven he's a genuine threat. Standing tall at 6 feet 1 inch with an intimidating 74-inch reach, he has the physical attributes that make him a nightmare for anyone in the ring, especially at his peak. At 30 years old, Barrios is in the prime of his career, and his last performance, a dominant victory over Abel Ramos, sent shockwaves through the boxing world. The win solidified his position as one of the top contenders in the welterweight division, making him a dangerous opponent for any fighter, including the legendary Manny Pacquiao. Speaking to reporters last week, Barrios delivered his own prediction with chilling confidence.
I said it. I mean, at the end it's kill or be killed. You know, I know, you know, like if he has been hurt at any point, you know, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, you know, it's just my job, you know, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, you know, training and drilling, you know, these last couple weeks, and you know, finish off these next 6, you know, as best as we can, you know, so I could go in there come fight night and you know, still retain the title.
You're 30, he's 46, hasn't fought in 4 years. Like, in your mind, how do you see the fight going? How are you going to beat Manny, or what do you see yourself doing to him?
Yeah, no, I just had to use, you know, all of that, you know, like the, you know, as busy as I've been in my career, you know, the attributes I have, you know, the skill set I have, you know, the youth is on my side. So it's my job just to go in there, use all of that again, just make sure, you know, like I still walk out holding that title.
Perhaps the most damning assessment came from legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas, whose words cut deeper than any physical blow Pacquiao might face in the ring. During a recent episode of his talk show, The Fight with Teddy Atlas, the Hall of Fame trainer delivered a sobering assessment that sent chills through the boxing community.
I just think you're playing with fire. That's all I think. Yeah, you could move around, you could move around, you know, navigate a little bit, say this, say that, but there comes to a certain point with everything that no matter how much you move the furniture around, you still know what room you're in. You still know what room. You can't fool yourself.
Atlas wasn't just talking about age, he was addressing the cumulative damage of a legendary career. According to the trainer, it is not just age. Pacman was one of the most active fighters we have ever seen and has 72 total fights under his belt. That wear and tear remains with the boxer all his life, and the Filipino is trying to deny that. The trainer wasn't finished. He continued with what might be the most devastating analysis yet, while predicting a win for Mario Barrios.
And he's in a room where he's 46 years old with 72 fights. I rest my case, counselor.
This assessment from one of boxing's most respected voices carries enormous weight. Atlas has trained world champions and witnessed the decline of numerous legends. When he speaks about the reality of aging fighters, the boxing world listens. Former world champion Amir Khan brings a unique perspective to this debate, having shared the ring with both fighters in different capacities. Khan's assessment provides crucial insight into the matchup dynamics. When asked about the fight, Khan offered a perspective that contradicts many of the doom and gloom predictions.
You know the fight with Barrios, you know, if you look at boxing, what a perfect matchup that is for Manny Pacquiao. Look, I sparred Barrios, I've trained with Barrios. He used to train with Virgil back in the day. And a very good fighter, a very good boxer. He doesn't bring much, he's not dangerous. enough for someone like Manny Pacquiao. He's not.
This assessment from Khan is particularly significant because it comes from someone who has actually been in the ring with Barrios. While other experts speculate about Barrios' capabilities, Khan speaks from direct experience. While experts debate Pacquiao's chances, the man standing across the ring on July 19th exudes nothing but confidence. Mario Barrios has embraced his role as the young lion facing the aging king. Speaking at a recent press conference, Barrios demonstrated the confidence of a fighter who believes his time has come.
I'm defending my WBC title against a legend. This is huge. Something I never really, pictured unfolding, but it's here. I have nothing but good things to say about him outside of the ring, but inside of there, he's just another man, trying to take what's mine. And it's been a long road, but I'm here and I'm the champion for a reason, and I'm going to show that on July 19th.
The calm confidence in Barrios' voice suggests a fighter who isn't intimidated by Pacquiao's legendary status. At 30 years old and in the prime of his career, Barrios represents everything that Pacquiao once was, but may no longer be. Not everyone in the boxing community has written off Pacquiao. Chris Algieri, who faced the Filipino legend in 2014, offers a different perspective based on his personal experience in the ring with Pacquiao. However, his former opponent Chris Algieri has backed Pacquiao to beat Barrios. Pacquiao and Algieri fought back in 2014, with the former earning a unanimous decision win. He pointed out that speed, agility, and explosiveness were among Pacquiao's main weapons, traits that a fighter loses the fastest. Writing for Boxing Scene, Algieri pointed out, the reality is also that Pacquiao is 46 years old, has had 72 fights, and has fought 498 rounds. That's a lot of training camps, a lot of weight making, and a lot of wear and tear. He was also an aggressive fighter who at his best took risks and relied on his explosiveness and intensity, abilities that are among the first to go. He thinks that the opening rounds will signal whether Pacquiao can still compete against someone like Barrios. Chris Algieri noted, I suspect we'll see in the opening rounds at Las Vegas's MGM Grand if he's capable of being competitive. He could well look an old man straight away. He continued, but Pacquiao was a truly special fighter. He's also the best I ever fought, and while the odds may be stacked against him, I'm convinced he can win, and that makes him fighting Barrios very intriguing. He further pointed out that Manny Pacquiao has had success fighting taller opponents throughout his career. Algieri is giving Pacman a fighting chance to pull off the upset against Mario Barrios on July 19th. Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's uncle and a respected trainer in his own right, didn't mince words about what he sees as the real driving force behind this fight. During a recent interview with Fight Hype, Jeff Mayweather expressed frustration about what he sees as an undeserved opportunity.
To be honest, it's unfair to guys who have fought to try to rise up to the ranks. Yeah. That's not cool. I don't think that that's cool, but I mean, it is what it is. And so the one thing was that, but Manny's Manny Pacquiao, so he can come back and do, it's a money grab.
But Mayweather didn't stop there. He delivered perhaps the most damning accusation of all, labeling the fight a money grab. Mayweather's criticism raises concerns about the legitimacy of the matchup. The technical differences between Pacquiao and Barrios are striking. Despite his age, Pacquiao still boasts superior boxing IQ, ring generalship, unorthodox angles, and impressive timing. His championship experience and left-handed power remain dangerous. However, Barrios enters with significant advantages: a physical prime at 30, greater size and reach, an active fighting schedule, and the knockout power to end the fight with a single shot. The boxing community largely sees Barrios as the favorite, given his youth, size, and physical condition. Predictions from experts like Tszyu, Teddy Atlas, and Eddie Hearn suggest the age factor is too much for Pacquiao to overcome. For Pacquiao, this fight is about proving that legends can defy time, while for Barrios, it's a chance to solidify his legacy. A win or loss here will have lasting consequences, either cementing Pacquiao's greatness or marking the painful end of his career. As July 19th approaches, all eyes will be on the MGM Grand for what could be the final chapter in Pacquiao's legendary career. One of the most respected voices in boxing, trainer Robert Garcia, recently weighed in with a brutally honest prediction. Garcia's words hit hard because they're coming from a trainer who's seen the grind of professional boxing firsthand. He's seen champions fall due to age, no matter how skilled or determined they are.
I think it could be by stoppage, because at that age, Man, you know, the first few rounds, Pacquiao could be performing well, but his body's gonna give up, man. You know, man, I'm telling you, I'm like 3 years older than him, only 3 or 4 years older than him, only, and I don't think I can go 12 rounds. You know what I mean? It's tough, man.
Garcia's prediction adds fuel to the growing skepticism about whether Pacquiao's legendary skills can withstand the harsh reality of father time in the ring. The big question now is whether Pacquiao can prove the critics wrong, or if Garcia's harsh prediction will play out when the bell rings. As the tension builds toward the fight, one question looms over the entire boxing world. Can Manny Pacquiao defy father time for one more fight, or is this the final chapter of a legendary career? With the technical advantages stacked in Barrios' favor, his youth, size, and power, it seems that the odds are against Pacquiao, but boxing has a way of surprising us, and Pacquiao has defied the odds before. As we await July 19th, the question remains, can Pacquiao pull off one last miracle, or will Barrios prove that age truly catches up with all fighters? What do you think, fight fans? Will the Filipino legend rise again, or is it time for the young lion to take his place? Drop your predictions in the comments below.